Good morning, dear students. So, today we are going to study the next chapter, that is fun with magnets. Here you can see there are different types of magnet. So, these are all the different kinds and shapes of magnet. You can see there is a bar magnet, horseshoe magnet, needle magnet, oval shaped magnet, ring magnet, cylindrical magnet. So, these are all the different types of magnet that we can see around us. Now, what is meant by magnetism? The property of a magnet to attract things made up of iron, cobalt, and nickel is called as magnetism. So, they are able to attract these substances, that is the iron, cobalt, and nickel. So, these substances which can be attracted by certain subject, so that is the magnet. Okay, so they are able to attract the cobalt, nickel, and iron. Now you can see here there are some magnetic and non-magnetic substances shown in this diagram. So you can see there the rubber, the pen. Okay, they are all non-magnetic substances. They cannot attract iron, nickel, or cobalt, right? So they are said to be non-magnetic. So even many things around us, we can see the clothing, then table, chair, or any handle, or tube light, fan, whatever, they are going to be just non-magnetic substances, and only those substances which are going to attract the which can be attracted by the magnet will be called as the magnetic substances. So iron filings is given over here, that is a magnetic substance. Okay, so the other non-magnetic substance can be any paper, wood, plastic, and most of the metals which are not attracted by the magnet. Now, how do magnets work? Magnet match with the Earth's magnetic field. Actually, the Earth is a giant magnet. Okay, because it is made up of mostly the liquid iron. So it is a most giant magnet, and it has a magnetic field, the Earth. And magnets match with the Earth's magnetic field. On this basis, the magnets are working. So how was the discovery of the magnet? So during the very ancient time, no, the person, you can see in the picture, the person was walking around in the fields, and he has a stick. Okay, so as he was going through a rocky substance, his tip of that stick stuck to the large rock. So as he withdrew it, again it got attracted, and this how it showed that there is attraction between the stick and the rock. So what was there in the stick? There might be some iron. That stick might be made up of iron. Okay, so that is why there was a attraction between that, and later on we came to know that this rocky substances show the property of magnetism, and they are the magnet. So from this was the magnet was being discovered. So you can see here there is a magnetic compass, and the earth is a big magnet. We know that the center of the earth lies in the molten metallic iron rich core. So we have the iron rich core inside the earth. The outer portion is the of this core is molten. We also believe that this core is spinning. So inside it is going to be spinning. It is believed that metals in the core have many loosely bound electrons, and that these particles can conduct the electricity. It is the mass of moving electrons which produce the magnetic field. So all these properties which are present inside the earth's crust, being it the iron, so they are all creating the moving electrons, and these loosely bound electrons are going to create the magnetic field. You can see in this slide there, you can see actually when you are going to place the bar magnet and suspend it, so it is going to be positioned where the north pole of earth is there, the south pole of the magnet is going to be there. It is getting suspended, so the north and the south pole, you can see they are going to be aligning in the same direction. So the north pole of the earth and the south pole of the magnet, they are going to be aligning in the same direction. Similarly, you can see in the opposite side, the north pole of the magnet and the south pole of the earth, they are going to be aligning in the same direction. So this is how the earth is going to create a magnetic field, and the bar magnet is getting aligned on it in that way, okay, due to the magnetic field. So let us study more about the characteristics of the magnet. So we know that we have seen the magnet. Now the bar magnet is there. If you are going to place some iron filings over a dish, and you are going to put the bar magnet on the over the dish having this iron filings, what you will see there, you can see at the both ends of the bar magnets, the iron filings are going to get attracted. Do you see the iron filings more iron filings attracting in the middle of the bar magnet? No. So from this we can infer that at the ends of the bar magnet, okay, or at the ends of the magnet, there is lot of power, or it is having lot of strength of attraction of the magnetic substances. Now in this diagram you can see that when a freely suspended magnet is being kept, it is going to be resting in the north south direction. So we can see the north south direction. Again, if you are going to disturb the magnet, okay, again you are going to touch the magnet and disturb the magnet that is freely suspending, again it is going to rest in the same direction, that is in the north south direction. So that is one property of magnet. So whenever a freely suspended magnet is kept, it is going to align in the north south direction. Now the next property is, if you cut a magnet, it is going to have the two poles, okay. So if you are going to cut the larger magnet into two small pieces, then again these magnets are going to show the north and south poles. Again these two magnets, if you cut, again they are going to have the poles, that is the north pole and the south pole. So the magnet, if cut in the center or wherever it is cut, it is going to show the both the poles, that is the north and the south pole. Now again this slide is showing the same thing. So if you are going to disturb the freely suspended magnet, then again it is going to align itself in the north and the south pole. It is not going to go in the other or rest in the other direction or in the opposite direction. Where the north was, there only the north pole of the magnet is going to align itself. Where the south pole was, there only the south pole of the magnet is going to be resting. So this is how the characteristic of a magnet is, that in a freely suspended magnet, it is going to align itself in the north south direction. Then in this slide we can see that you can see the two colors in the magnet. One is shown in red and the other one is the blue. So that indicates the north and the south. If suppose the red is indicating the north pole, okay, and the S, that is south, is indicating the blue pole, blue color. So from here, if we are going to take the magnets and both the north poles are got together, then what will happen? You can see the string is getting apart, it is going a little away, okay. So it you can see the line of the string, it is slightly going upwards. So in this way you can see that the like poles are repelling each other, right? Now let us see in this diagram. You can see the south pole, that is blue color, and north pole, that is red color. They two are different poles and they are getting attracted. Here also the string is coming close to the north pole of the other magnet. right? So this is how we can tell that the unlike poles are getting attracted towards each other. So the like poles, that is if it is south and south or north and north pole, then they are going to repel each other, they are the like poles. And if it is the opposite poles, that is south pole and the north pole, they get attracted towards each other. So in this also it is showing the similar uh, characteristic. The unlike poles are attracting each other and the like poles are repelling each other. So they attract the magnetic. So what are the properties of the magnet? They attract the magnetic materials. A freely suspended magnet rests in the north south direction, and like poles repel each other, unlike poles are attracting each other. Now some uses of the magnets, where we are using the magnets. The magnets are used in the compass to see the direction. So when we are going to rest a compass having the magnetic needle, so this again when it is suspended, it is going to show the north pole and the south pole. So whenever it is suspending, the magnetic needle will rest itself in the north and the south pole, right? So we can come to know the directions. Even in the mobile you have the magnetic compass, you see. Then it is used in factories also to lift some heavy masses of iron. Then it is used by the surgeons in the hospital to remove the steel uh, splinters from the wounds. It is used in construction of telephones and electric bells. It is used to separate the iron and steel from non-magnetic materials and many more. So these are some of the uses of the magnets. Now let us study about the electromagnetism. Now in electromagnetism, how it is going to show the magnetic field. Okay, so you are going to take a iron rod. You can see the iron rod is there in the middle, and you are going to wind this iron rod with the copper wire. So you can see the coiling is there, and there is a copper wire which is going to be wound on the soft iron, right? And then you are going to attach this coil, the ends of the coil, with the battery. This is how the electromagnet can be produced. So when the battery is on, when you are going to switch on the battery, then what will happen? The electric current will flow through it, and because of this electric flow, the magnetic field can be generated. So because of this property, the magnetic field has developed, so it is called as the electromagnet. So in this diagram you can see, when the battery is on, right, the switch is on, the electric current is passing through it, and when the iron nails or the iron folders, pins, are kept near to the coil or near to the iron rod, it's going to quickly get attached to the iron rod. You can see there, it is, this iron pins are coming close and it's getting attracted to the iron coil. So this is how the electromagnetism is working. Even if it is not having any magnet, it is going to show the magnetic field, and it is going to attract the iron filings. It is showing the property of a magnet, right? So this is how there is a working of the electromagnet. Now let us see what are the uses of this electromagnet. Now you can use the electromagnet in various appliances like the electric motors, electric fans, electric bells. They are used to separate iron ores in the from the impurities in the mining industries. Then they are used by doctors to cure certain diseases also. They are used to deflect the beams of electrons in the TV. So these are the various uses of the electromagnet. So this is all the properties of the magnet, and we have seen the characteristics of the magnet. We have seen how the compass is used in finding the directions by the mariners. Then we have seen the electromagnet, the construction of the electromagnet and the uses of the electromagnet. Then we will just see how the magnet can be destroyed. So if we are going to throw the magnet, or we are going to heat the magnet, or just break it into pieces, then it's going to destroy the magnet. Okay, the magnetism and the magnetic field can be destroyed. How the magnet can be prevented, or can be it can we can save a magnet. So when we are going to use a soft iron and place in the box kept in the magnet, kept in which the magnet is also kept. So when we are going to place this iron and the magnet in the same box, then the bar of the soft or pure iron protects the magnet, and this is how a magnet can be protected from destroying its magnetic field, or from reducing the power of the magnet. So this is how a magnet can be protected and kept safely. So this is such bar that is used is also called as a magnet keeper. Okay, we have just completed our lesson, and you can just go through the textbook, read the textbook, and you can write the question and answers, start learning the question and answers for your exams. Okay, thank you all of you.